Hey everybody, welcome to another week of devotions. We're looking at the Beatitudes, Matthew chapter 5, and we're talking particularly about the Beatitude about peacemakers. It says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." What a great thought. Children of God. As a result of being a child of God, one of the roles that we have in life is that of being a peacemaker. But here's a thought. Before you can be a peacemaker to others, you've got to have peace yourself. We spoke last week about having peace with God as a result of the sacrifice that God made on our behalf when Jesus came and he became the peace man, the peacemaker, the Prince of Peace, and we settle accounts with him because of what he's done on the cross. That's the foundation. But now you've got to make peace, second of all, with yourself. Some people are just battling with issues that they've done in the past, things of a guilty conscience, of things they shouldn't have done, or things they've said and they regret it, things they shouldn't have done and things they should have done. You know, the sins of omission that, I regret I didn't do those things, as well as the sins of commission, comes with a down payment right here, and that down payment is the guilty conscience we feel when the wages of sin, which we know is death, begins right here on earth. We've got to deal with the issues of the guilty conscience. I remember reading once, Max Lucado spoke about this in one of his books, and he spoke about a fund that exists apparently in the States, and they call it the Conscience Fund, where people, if they have defrauded or if they've taken something, you know, they could go to the government and say, man, I defrauded my taxes 20 years ago. I can't live with myself. Here's the money back with interest as to what I owed you. And you don't have to put your name on it. It's not for them. It's for you, that you can free yourself of the guilt that you've been carrying. Apparently there was one guy who stole a blanket during World War II and wanted to own up to this thing. And he sent back money that he thought would be able to pay for his guilty conscience. There was another lady apparently who used the same stamp twice, and she wanted to get rid of the guilty conscience of doing that things. The means and the ends to which people will go to appease a guilty conscience. Now, we all have things, or am I the only one that has things of my past that I wish I hadn't done? I have certainly 1,000 things that I wish I hadn't said, because in my job, words are what I use, are my tools of the trade. And I've got to tell you, there's a whole bunch of things that I wish I hadn't said, a whole bunch of things I wish I had said. But at the end of the day, we have to come to terms with forgiveness of ourselves and to deal with a guilty conscience. For the next couple of days, I just want to focus in on my man Moses, who had to deal with some of the things that we have to deal with today. When God met Moses at the burning bush, Moses was full of excuses as to why he shouldn't or couldn't obey what God wanted him to do. God said, Moses, I want you to go to Egypt, and I want you to relieve the children of Israel of the burden of Egypt. And Moses, one of his excuses was, I can't go back there. I'm a wanted man back there. Don't you remember, God? I killed an Egyptian. I am a wanted man. If I show my face over there, then they're going to do to me what I deserve, and I deserve, because I killed somebody, I deserve the penalty of death. I deserve to pay for that. Now, he didn't have to pay in Egypt, but boy, did he pay personally. His guilty conscience must have got to him every night as he lay there thinking about the things he wished he hadn't done. And then at the burning bush, God took that away from him. Said, Moses, get over yourself. Get over yourself. The past is the past. It's done. It's dusted. You can't change it. I have forgiven you, Moses. Now will you please, for goodness sake, forgive yourself? Now as I speak, I got things going through my mind, man, about things that I need to forgive myself for. I'm not condoning them. I'm not making them lighter. I just know that we're not going to make any progress while I'm holding on to that stuff that had burdened me for so long and keeps me awake at night. I've asked God for forgiveness. I know He's forgiven. And I've asked people for forgiveness. I hope they've forgiven. Now I just got to ask myself, am I willing to receive forgiveness at my hand. I am my own peacemaker. And so before you become a peacemaker to others, you've got to become a peacemaker to yourself. So maybe today, if you know what I'm talking about, take a quiet moment somewhere. Go and sit down by the beach or go and find a quiet space and have a good conversation with yourself. David did that. He talks to himself and says, "Why are you so downcast, O my soul?" Talking to himself. Maybe you need to have a similar conversation. Do not leave that place until you have dealt with the issues of the guilt that you carry around, because God says it's not good for you, it's not necessary for you, and I want you to sleep a whole bunch better at night, because you cannot be a peacemaker to others until you've made peace with yourself. People, please, let's do this. I hope you will. You have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.